Everyone please stand. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Hewitt?
Here.
Dickey? Here. Larner?
Here.
Wenzel?
Here.
Fuller?
Here.
Shell?
Here.
And Paul?
Here.
No statement tonight, but I do have, before we approve the agenda, I have one small change under 9A, items for introduction and discussion. Mr. Tom Titoff has some information to share with us about the softball diamond. So with that being said, we'll need approval of the agenda. So support. Motion's been made and supported to approve the agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Public statement regarding current agenda items only. Alright. Consent agenda. We will move the accounts payable out from the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda without the accounts payable. Support.
Motion has been made and supported to approve the consent agenda without the accounts payable. All those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. For the accounts payable, we have a root note that'll be pulled out separately. So the first motion will be for accounts payable in the amount of $181,905.85.
So moved.
Support. Motion's been made and supported. All those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And then root note for $3,480.
So moved.
Motion's been made and supported. All those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Object, that's what I was. Alright. This time there is no unfinished business. Moving on to new business, Mr. Titoff, you have the floor.
Hello, everybody. First, I'd like to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to make our park a little bit more presentable and to make our diamonds more attractive for teams coming in out of town. First, I'd like to talk about the dugouts and the sets of bleachers in the park. If you've driven down through there, you can see that we have much more color in the park now. The dugouts have all been tightened up and made sturdier, and each have had 3 coats of good paint, a primer and 2 good coats. Amazingly, there was no evidence of any rotting in those dugouts. A lot of mildew in them that I had to kill, but as far as rotted wood, they're in very good shape. They should last for another, I don't know, 15, 20 years if they're maintained a little bit. The bleachers, I only put 2 coats on. They're all very solid and should last 12 to 15 years, I would expect. This past weekend, Jesting hosted our first travel ball tournament in the park, and we drew 28 teams from all over the state, from Port Huron to Muskegon, and from Traverse City down to Detroit. We had them from all over the place. The campsites, all 63 or 65, whatever there is, they were taken all bought or all rented by Thursday, 2 days before the tournament. So we sold out there, and we even had a few primitive campers down there. The reason it's quite hard to organize a tournament in October, and I'll tell you why. All the little boys are playing football and soccer, and all the little girls are playing volleyball, practicing for basketball and cheer or whatever else they do. So it was quite hard, but we still managed to get 28 teams. So it was an all-girl tournament, and it ranged between, we had 6 different classes, and there was a separate tournament going on for each class. 8 and under, all the way up to 16 and under. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way up to 16. And that's the reason why October isn't a good month to run a tournament, I found out.
It was pretty busy down there. I drove through. It was just, it looked
It was
great.
packed, it was
It looked
wonderful.
great.
It was I was so glad to see those diamonds being used like that. It hasn't been like that since back in the 70s, and I loved it. I made it a point to go from every dugout to talk to every manager, every coach, every kid. And I wanted to get a good feedback on our diamonds. And there was no fewer than 5 coaches that told me that our diamonds were the best diamonds they played on all year. And a lot of them are complaining they go up to Traverse City and play, and we think those diamonds would be great. They can't compare them. They can't run with us. But it was a great thrill for me to see all those kids in the park. The one thing we have here in Chesaning is we have the ideal spot that travel ball teams are looking for. We have a lot of parking, a lot of camping, a lot of open space. We have beautiful diamonds. Everything that they're looking for is right here. And the great thing about it is it's all located in one spot. Now, the high school is 1.5 miles away. They have 4 diamonds, and we have 5 diamonds on it. So we have a total of 9 diamonds. I had a conversation with Jason Hemsberg this morning, the high school AD, and they're on board 100%. They'll let me use their diamonds out there. They'll make a killing on, they'll get diamond rental like we do. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, Hit and Pitch owes us some money, and I don't know where to cut the check to. Who do they make the check to?
Village of Chesaning.
Village of Chesaning. Now,
Yeah.
will that flow into the same thing as the, like for the rental of the campsites?
Yeah, it all goes in our general fund.
Okay. I just didn't know. So I could just have them write it to the Village of Chesaning.
Yep, that would.
Okay. Because they owe us, well, I'll tell you what, we had one problem through the whole tournament. They dropped the ball. It wasn't our fault. It was my promoter's fault. They were supposed to bring some porta potties in. They didn't do it. I told them how many I needed and where I needed them. It never happened. So consequently, the 3 porta johns that we had located near the small pavilion down there, they filled up by 3 o'clock. I couldn't get anybody to come and pump them. So we had to cart them up to the, up on the hill, to go to the bathroom. So that wasn't our boo-boo. That was theirs. If they had brought what they were supposed to. So they owe us for that. They owe us for some field preparation, and they owe us for the field rental. Each team pays $25 to rent the fields. And of course, let me not get ahead of myself here. I want to get through this as quick as I can. Yeah, I talked to all the people, and I'll tell you, I got such great feedback from the kids, all the little girls. They love the park. They love the camping. They love the dugouts. They love the infields. They'll be back. I guarantee you that those teams will be back. They completely love what we have here. Excuse me. Like I say, there's no other spot in mid-Michigan like what we've got. Nobody can compare with us. And now what I'd like to talk about is next year. I would like to secure 3 dates. 1 in May, 1 in June, and 1 in September. And then I'd like to secure 2 dates in August. The 2nd and 4th week, if that's possible.
Can you email them to me?
What?
Can you email me the dates you're looking for?
I don't know exactly what they are, but it'll be the 2nd week of, let me see here. It'd be the 3rd week in June, the 2nd week in July, the 2nd week in September, and in August I'd like to have 2 tournaments, and I want to put them on myself with no promoter. I'd like to have one for our men's softball league. I'd like to attract 25, maybe 30 teams. And I got to tell you, I love travel ball, but the one thing about it I don't like is travel ball siphons off all the best players from our recreational leagues. And our recreational leagues, there's a lot of kids that they don't develop quite so quick. And actually, the girls always develop quicker than the boys, but They don't develop psychology. So, you know, they're pretty much out of the realm of playing baseball. So what I want to do in September is I want to have a tournament just for rec ball. No travel ball tournaments. And that will give each village, and each village has a rec ball tournament. That will give each kid in these rec ball tournaments an opportunity to play in a tournament, just like the travel ballers do. So that's what I'm going to try to attract. It's never been done before, but I ain't going to know until I try it, folks. But I'll work my hardest on it. And then I want to work with, what's his name, runs the ball league, who's that guy? Anyway, I want to work with him, so the bottom line, I guess, is with those 9 diamonds, we are capable of pulling between 75 and 80 teams in the town at a tournament, for each tournament. My guy in Wasso tells me after he spoke with all the teams that were in here this last weekend and his general feeling of what we have, he thinks we've got a gold mine here, and he thinks he can fill them all. He thinks he could bring between 75 and 80 teams on those 3 dates. So I don't know what to say other than I'm pressed for time, and I'll tell you why. Right now is when all the travel ball teams are either letting their girls pick, or they pick, or their sponsor picks where they're going to play next year. So right now, I want us to be, we are in right now, we're part of the travel ball circuit. So we're in that, and it'll be advertised as such. But I would like some help from possibly the chamber to advertise my other 2 tournaments that I'd like to have in August. I need a little help on that. But that's one little thing. Oh, you told me where I got to write the check, so that's taken care of. And I don't know what that'll be, but it'll be everything we made on the tournament, and then we made up good on the campsites too. But you know, if I pull 75, 80 teams in here, I'm gonna need some what do they call that? Primitive camping sites. Remember how they used to park them around the river?
Mm-hmm.
Because this thing filled up so quick with 28 teams. If I pull, 60, 70, maybe even 80 teams in here, it's gonna flood this town. It'll put 4,000 people in town.
Yeah.
It'll put 4,000. Huh?
How many do you think sites? Do you have a rough idea how many sites like additional?
Oh boy, those. What do we have? 50 or 63 or 65 sites.
I don't know the exact number. It's about.
I think we need almost that many again.
Oh, jeez.
I know that's tough. The parking went real great. Like I say, the only problem we had is they didn't show up with their porta johns, so they're not going to charge us for that. I'm going to charge them for that.
Yeah.
So I'll work that out with my guy. But anyway, that's my proposal. And like I say, if you guys are going to agree to this, I need some dates so I can get it on the web and so these teams can start picking where they want to go.
Yep.
And I guarantee you, if they come to Chesaning, that park's going to sell itself. Or Diamonds will sell itself. I'm really fired up about it. I love to see all the kids down there playing like I did, and I hope I could do it 4 or 5 times every year.
And Tom, those dugouts look great.
Yeah,
Thank you very
thanks
much.
for your-
that.
Oh, you're welcome.
They look great.
There was one last thing I wanted to say. Geez, I can't remember. I think I pretty much covered anything. Is there any questions?
What was that estimated weekend in July?
What?
Your estimated weekend in July for a tournament?
Estimated how many would come?
No, what
The
was
date.
the weekend?
Oh, the dates. What is the second week in July? I want to get away from July 4th. And the reason I want to run this tournament.
Well, the second weekend would be the 17th and 9th. That's the week of the 4th. The 4th is on a Tuesday. Because the first Saturday is the 1st of July.
Oh, well, maybe I'd have to shift to the third week then.
Okay, I'm just asking, because that weekend is the weekend they have the car thing in the middle of town, and the fly-in, and the pancake breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Pancake for breakfast will go over well with a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. The problem is the middle of town shut down from 10 to 2 for the car show. I don't think it would be that big a deal, but again, if all those kids and parents are down there, and they know there's a pancake breakfast Sunday morning that starts at 7 before the kids have to start playing ball, they might fly up and that might help out that group as well. That's why I was trying.
That's good. I think that would work
Cross
great.
promotion here.
Yes,
It might be a really great event
that would,
to have all of them in the same-
that would go nuts, man. And it's a good breakfast.
One, you might find
Oh, yeah, that's
transportation
right.
if the schools would be willing to run a
I'm
bus.
sorry.
Yeah.
You might find transportation if the schools might be willing to run a shuttle for you, if you
Oh.
talk to them. And I guess I would work close with the AD on a September date to make sure you're not running into beginning of school or professional development days or those days that drive us crazy.
I see it in September. Well, I thought I'd have to have it after Labor Day, but I forget what I said, the third week of September.
Second.
Yeah.
Second weekend.
They should have a operating.
But, you know, I'm flexible on these dates, folks. I'll work with you, I'll work with the promoter, and I'll work with the high school, because I have to avoid their schedule as well.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
I'll work that out with Jason, he's really easy to work with. And,
Is that in May?
April.
April.
I think that's really the biggest, the only really events is the soccer tournament and Halloween camping.
Yeah.
The rest of it's pretty much open, so.
Now, the sports boosters at the high school make out really well on this, especially if we don't put any food carts out there, which I don't think we should. I only had one food cart in town, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't know what to charge them. I didn't know what you guys wanted to charge on that, so I told them, we'll just leave that go and see what everybody says. There was lines,
Charge them for food.
but next year I told them, you know, look, we're probably gonna charge $300-400 to have food
I
carts.
think we've been charging the weekenders $25.
Oh, yeah, for the peddler's license.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was
Any
the
more
Lions
questions?
Club. It was the Lions Club that was.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thanks,
The building was built by the Boy Scouts way back.
All right.
But they could
I
be.
would check too with maybe the fairgrounds to see if they could offer some primitive camping.
So,
Oh, yeah. Good
The
call.
fairgrounds might be able to offer some primitive camping.
Because they got campgrounds out there. It's another thing for camping. Ball tournaments.
well, I'll be honest with you, I'd like to keep up Showboat Park. If we take it out there, we get nothing.
No, well,
There's not an additional 65 sites to have though.
What?
You were estimating maybe an additional 65
Yeah,
sites.
We could get
I don't-
maybe a few more.
We could get, right, maybe a few more, but there's not 65 more sites to put down there.
Well, we can work on that. I don't like, I'll be honest with you, I don't like dealing with the prayer fair, they're nonprofit. We get absolutely nothing from those people, no tax dollars, nothing, not a thin dime. And I'd like to keep it in the park. Okay?
There's only so much space.
All right, moving on into items for action, very important here. 2022 Halloween trick or treat hours.
Oh my God, I think it should be 5
Nice
to
to get
10.
you guys.
No.
Congratulations, Tom, it was great.
Thanks, Tom. 5 to 10, that's my proposal.
All at
5
your
to 10.
house.
you buying all the candy?
I need more time to get to more houses, baby. Okay, the country people
What do we
in town,
It's usually
6 to 8, it's always 6 to 8. 6 to 8. Make a motion for 6 to 8.
Is it on this
Second.
Monday?
Motion's been made and seconded to establish the hours from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. All those in favor signal by saying aye.
Hi.
Opposed?
I'm hitting that.
6 to 8 it is. Everybody knows all the good candy that
I'm not even there.
All right, moving on to the committee reports, infrastructure.
Next Tuesday at 6?
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday at 6 o'clock, we're having a street bond proposal meeting here. So anybody would like to come.
Will there be snacks?
Yeah, you're buying. I talked to Dave Richardson, he said he's willing to do it again. If anybody else wants to be on the street committee, let us know. We'll get we got the maps out from OHM and everything else, we have those out here for you.
The meeting's not for the committee, it's a public meeting.
It's a public meeting, if anybody
can
wants
come
to.
hear about what we're proposing for the election.
So, kind of give an idea what streets, you know,
Is it here?
Yes.
yeah. Kind of figure out what streets we need to do and what, you know, so we can get a general price from OHM and all that, see if it's gonna fit in with that bond. So we only got that, only that, you know that the bond this year is reduced down from the years before, so that's gonna help possible pass it. Anything else, Sheila? Nope, that's it.
Finance and administration,
Nobody.
public safety, no meeting, DDA,
October 12th?
chamber, haven't met yet. Planning,
Nothing.
airport,
No.
fire board,
6 runs since last meeting, bringing 142 to date. Sunday and yesterday, they had a combat challenge out there, and everything went good. I got 2 phone calls last Thursday where I was up north on vacation. The county commissioners approved the total amount that we asked for the fire department. So we're getting 100.
After them saying you're not gonna get anything?
So 75,000 now. Tri-Township, us and Spalding's getting a full amount that we asked for.
That's amazing.
So,
Congratulations.
we just gotta wait for the controller to get the paperwork done. Kyle Harris called me and said that the controller gonna have 40-page form that they want us to fill out, and the controller told him no more than 4 pages. Yeah, so we're just waiting on that, and then we're ready to go.
Rest assured you're getting the money that was supposed to be yours in the first place.
Yeah. November training is gonna be driver's training for the new people that want to learn how to drive the trucks and everything. And, okay, yeah, you can come out.
I already had class A, we're covered there.
Fire board meeting is next Wednesday, the 12th at 6 p.m.
You still? Task force,
No, not the end of the month.
public statement. Mike Navarre? Chris Mishler?
Yes, just a real quick question, actually. If someone lets their property go back on taxes, who now is responsible for that property?
The county.
So if grass is getting really high and weeds are getting really high,
The county is supposed to maintain it.
so who do I contact?
It'd probably be our ordinance enforcement officer, and then we'll mow it and send the county a bill.
So that
That's
the
most likely
property
what's
tax
gonna happen,
goes to.
because they don't take care of
So can you send your person?
it. Is it out by you guys?
Yeah, it's where the Nick Everett property, you know, Deer Creek place.
Yep.
Weeds the front, just so that it looks presentable, but behind that sign.
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Another place we need to check is the Heritage House on the side. On the side,
On the side.
on Clark Street, that weeds are born.
Was that it?
Thank you.
Bicycle.
Planetary Coop list?
Nothing here, I was just waiting for marijuana if you had discussion.
Okay. Thomas Fuller? Is that right? Bueller? No. Rod Tone?
I'm good, thank you.
Might have been
Oh, it probably was Gina.
Oh,
Yeah.
probably.
Fuller. Mr. Fuller.
It's just Mr. Fuller.
Mr. Fuller's already talked.
Alright, council member statements. Anybody have a statement? Kudos.
I'm glad our 2 favorite participants are back. I've missed them.
Is Chief Short here?
She's
No.
not. She said she's unable. Yeah.
And does anybody have anything for the marijuana work session?
She did include her report though, I don't want people to think that she.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm still working on mine. I've been swamped
Yeah,
with soccer and dance and
I hear you.
get it.
I thought once summer was over.
Yeah, I know soccer kicked in for the month of October, so that's added an extra 3 days a week that I wasn't expecting.
I see a
To
break
be
in
busy.
February.
I should see a break at least after soccer's over, because then I'll have. No, but
Yeah, he's counting out.
double running on those.
Did you ever ask Tom if he would come to the meeting at least once a month, let us know what's going on? I don't know. I think we should have
We
him
can
come
have them file a report, but probably.
Well, maybe
come to
that-
the meeting.
once a month at least, so we know.
I thought he was supposed to do one once a month. I thought we'd already agreed on
Well, I would think that-
a report once a month. I haven't saw one in a couple months either.
I'll talk to them.
Well, it would've, yeah, I don't think I saw one for August. And September would, it's probably gonna take him a week or two to get it all put together, but I don't remember seeing one for August either.
I'm probably gonna also have Tom, speaking of which, reach out to everybody to make sure we've got everything documented that we've discussed so far, so we can kick that back up and keep
Yeah.
it moving. Now that things are hopefully settling down. With that said,
No marijuana stuff? That motion to adjourn.
Support.
motion's been made and supported to adjourn. All those in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
Kids, I'd be hoping.